Senior, seems like we've been watching Bender play forever and a day here, and I guess in some respects we have. Almost 250 yards rushing this year. He averages just a little over 4. He 8 catches, plays defense, as a lot of the guys on South both ways. And
so South Brunswick still searching for its first down.
Look at this
of
one,
the game.
Sammy.
Oh,
it's a fake. Yeah.
And it's stuffed.
Wow.
But here was a direct snap and attempt at a
Danny Parker got the
boy, Jay,
got the ball.
It looked like kind of a diagonal snap to Danny Parker, and Hoggard was all over it.
They certainly were.
All over it. It lost yardage, actually. It will be spotted at the 27-yard line, and so undefeated top 5 team in the state now gets the ball in your 27-yard line, looking to take a 2-touchdown lead a little more than midway through the opening frame.
Well, let's see, and sometimes after plays like that, you'll see the offensive team go, after it big.
Hoggard's just going to keep it on the ground, and that was number 30, Paul Rowland, the senior tailback, who was tackled for 2 yards, setting up a 2nd and 8 from the 25.
As we said in the pregame, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 really good high school running backs. Heitman, Rowland, Williams, Baggett, all really tough runners. There you see number 30, Paul Rowland, just as we mentioned his name, picking up. Well, we got to see him close to a first down.
Tripped up at the 18-yard line, a yard shy of the line to gain, setting up a 3rd and 1 from the 18-yard line.
So senior quarterback Gabe Johnson looking at his wrist. So is running back Paul Rowland.
Here's a time for a shot, maybe. Nope, they're just going to give it to Rowland up the middle. He's going to score, Jay.
He sure is.
Paul Rowland right into the end zone. The senior tailback from 18 yards out, untouched. And, boy, a blitzkrieg in the opening 8 minutes of this one. The Vikings up 13-0 over the host South Brunswick Cougars.
Yeah, rolling, on that one. And a lot of great blocking up front, left side of that Hoggard Viking offensive line. But Rowland showing some good running instincts there, 18 yards in the score. And who's in the kick? Because Hoggard's got a couple of kickers. It's Sorrells.
Damian Sorrells.
Walker Smith also handles some place kicking as well. Both of them really good at it.
Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it splits the uprights. Hoggard 14, South Brunswick 0, 4:09 left in the opening quarter. And Jay, in a game like this where you're probably multiple touchdown underdogs, you need to kind of weather the storm early from the favorite. South Brunswick has not been able to do that, and the Vikings have raced out to a 2-touchdown advantage.
Well, yeah, and that last series when they tried to catch Hoggard unawares by kind of the unorthodox looking punt or fake punt. And look, I don't blame him. I don't blame Rocky Lewis when you take your best shot when you're playing the best, and try to catch them unawares.
Yeah,
and if you don't, that's why they're good. That's why they make the plays that they do. So 14-0, South down, and nice special teams play would help the Cougs right here.
Jay, I want you to notice something on the Hoggard kickoff team. Who are the 2 Hoggard players closest to us? Number 5, Jackson King.
Good to see him back out there.
Number 4, Jalen Allen. 2 of your most experienced starting defensive players playing on your kickoff team.
And again, the kickoff into the end zone.
Nick Saban, School of Thought. Play your best players on special teams.
Play your best, yeah. By the way, I was talking about the 2 kickers. That was Walker Smith.
Yeah, who handles the kickoff duties.
And he's got a strong foot just like Sorrells does. So,
Jay, what a luxury for a high school team to have 1 competent place kicker, and Hoggard's got 2.
Well, and you can continue that theme with Hoggard. Most high school teams would love to have a real good quarterback. Hoggard's got 2.
Yep.
Hoggard's got 2, and Johnson, and Sam Jones.
So South Brunswick 1st and 10 at its own 20. Dilgard under center, handoff to Parker.
Oh, nice
Tripped
play.
up by number 45, Bryce Nalipa. 1-yard gain by Parker sets up a 2nd and 9.
By Parker,
Well, let me tell you.
by Bannerman. 2nd and 9.
Excellent play that time. You said it was Nalipa?
It was 45.
Okay, 45, 42 around the ball too. Isaiah Shelton, but lots of white shirts around the blue-shirted Cougar ball carriers.
Deep pass, Miguel Miller, the intended receiver. It's caught.
There you go.
What a pass from Roman Dilgard to Miguel Miller. Miller brought down at the 42-yard line. 29 plus 8 is 37 yards and a dime from Roman Dilgard to Miguel Miller. Jay, if I will, or if I may, a correct pronunciation correction, the Hoggard kicker who handles the point after attempts, it's Damian Sorrells. Sorrells.
Okay.
I was calling him Sorrells for 2 weeks now, and I apologize to any family members or friends out there watching, but I will not mess up Mr. Sorrells again.
You know, I really feel bad about that because Coach Queen sent us a lot of the pronunciations, and we still botched it. But how about that pass by Dilgard that time, and a great catch by Miguel Miller.
I mean, Jalen Allen was right there. Great coverage, but Dilgard just put it in the one place where Miller could get it and no one else could.
Yeah, nice snag that time by Miguel. Catch number 15 on the year.
Sanderson fighting for tough interior yardage and just swarmed at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Will be a 2nd and 10 coming up from the Hoggard 42.
Carry, stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Big Eason, Josiah Eason, number 95, and it looked like 42 again, Isaiah Shelton. And around the ball, going to be tough sledding inside for the Cougars here this evening.
You know who wasn't on defense on that play? Sorrells.
Taking a rest.
Dilgard in the shotgun, fakes the bubble screen, lost a deep pass.
Oh.
Intended receiver was number 34, Bender Sanderson.
Intended receiver,
but Sanderson could not track it down as he was one-on-one against a linebacker there, Jay. Who was that linebacker in coverage? That
Moulton. Looked like 23,
yeah.
Morgan Moulton.
A.K.A. Aaron Varnum Jr. with the long blonde locks.
Yeah, that's right. And he had very good coverage matching.
Yep, sure did.
Matching Bender step for step that time. So sets up a 3rd down for the Cougs. And maybe we'll get a timeout.
We will get a timeout on the field. South Brunswick head coach Rocky Lewis calls the Cougars' first of 3 first-half timeouts, and Jay, it's been all Vikings so far. It's been a fun spring season, hasn't it? Unusual and some scheduling conflicts, and New Hanover suspended its season, and South is going to end the season by playing 3 games in 8 days. But, Jay, overall, a pretty darn good showing by the Brunswick County team, specifically West Brunswick 4-1, South 3-2, so there's 2 winning records. North has won a game, beat Ashley, and played Hoggard really tough. So, you know, a mixed bag, but overall pretty strong season for the locals. Yeah,
Brunswick County has shown well in this spring football season, and you know that's a testament to each of those programs that have well, certainly West and North, relatively new 3rd-year coaches. Rocky's been here at South for quite a while, but. Things heading in the right direction for all 3 of the county schools. That's absolutely for sure.
No doubt. 3rd and 10 from the 42-yard line. Dilgard threw a pass intended for Danny Parker, but it was well over the intended receiver's head, and will set up a 4th and 10 from the 42-yard line. So, Jay, a big completion from Dilgard to Miguel Miller put South into Hoggard territory for the first time, but the Cougars could not capitalize.
And they're going to play a little field position game here unless they come out with another fake arrow back to punt.
Oh, a low snap.
And it's
Jackson King.
He's good at this.
Jackson
tackle.
King very nearly scored, but number 10, Noah Harrell, makes a shoestring touchdown saving tackle, but Jackson King returns it all the way inside the 25, and the nightmare start continues for South Brunswick. And Jay, I'm afraid number 10 Noah Harrell had a lot more time than he thought there after the low snap.
Yeah, he rushed it, and of course the rest is history. But I'll tell you what, not many punters could make that play that Harrell did that time, and Jackson King has experience in returning kicks for scores.
Hoggard in the shotgun. Here's your shot play, partner. Oh, very nearly picked off by
Bender.
number 3, Danny Parker, or was it Sanderson over there?
I believe it was Sanderson, 34. Bended by
good
Bender
call,
or
34.
something.
Yeah, Parker's not even on the field. Sorry, partner. I saw the 3, but missed the other digit.
Parker's all over the place, so he could very well be out there. He's just hiding right now. But that was Sanderson, and Bender almost came up with a INT.
Pass was intended for number 3, Max D'Almeida. Handoff up the middle. Ball's out, Jay. It's a fumble. And this time it's recovered by number 3, Danny Parker. I was a play early, but Danny Parker makes a big play for the South Brunswick defense. JGC, who stripped it? I think it may have been 10. I think it may have been 10. Noah Harrell, who got his hand in there and pulled it loose. South recovers at its own 12, and the Cougars still fighting early in this one.
Well, they'll fight. They're not going to quit. And a good effort that time by Harrell, and Parker comes up with the recovery. So let's see if that's the spark that that the Cougars need to get this offense in gear. They did have the big pass play to Miguel Miller just a few plays ago. Maybe they can dial it up again.
Dilgard back under center this time. Danny Parker, the man in motion, gets the tall sweep. South's got a crease over there on the edge, but Jalen Allen delivers a big hit at the 14-yard line, limits Parker to 2 yards. It'll set up a 2nd and 8 from the 14.
Man, you talk about setting the edge. Jalen Allen set the edge real good that time, and just no room for Danny Parker to get upfield. Good defensive play by the Vikings.
Jay, I'm not sure there is even a hint of a breeze out there today. I mean, it is perfect outside.
But very light if there is.
Handoff up the middle. Jackson King in on the tackle. Brings down the ball carrier at the 15-yard line. I believe it was Parker again.
Parker again on the carry.
On the carry, he limited to 1 yard. And, Jay, you sense a theme here in the first quarter. Every third down situation for South is, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. It's tough to stay on the field and maintain a rhythm in 3rd and long situations consistently.
Absolutely. They were on schedule the first possession and not able to convert that 3rd and 4 and been kind of downhill since.
Ball's on the ground. Dilgard's got it. He's sacked. Number 95, Josiah Eason.
And that's the 3rd or 4th tackle that kid's had already, and we're still in the first quarter.
He's pumped up too, partner. Look at him run off the field there, celebrating with his coaches and teammates. It's going to be a 4th and 13. And Jay, like a golfer, you got to get those shanks out of your head and move on to the next one. Noah Harrell back out there to attempt another punt.
Yeah, this time from his end zone.
Yeah, exactly, with his toes on the goal line.
And Chad Holler back to return, and a very, very capable punt returner.
Yep, and Jackson King on the edge there, Jay, who's blocked one and run it back for a touchdown this year, and just recovered kind of a shake punt and returned it inside the 30-yard line of South Brunswick. But, Jay, we're not going to get a look at that until the start of the second quarter. After 12 minutes of game action here at Jack Campbell Stadium, Hoggard 14, South Brunswick 0. Stay right here with us on ATMC TV. Welcome back for the start of the second quarter. The 6-0 Hoggard Vikings up 14-0 over the 3-2 South Brunswick Cougars. South Brunswick will be punting from its own end zone here on 4th and 13. Ball marked at about the 10-yard line. So Noah Harrell rushed his last one and kind of went off the side of his foot. He'll try to get off a better kick this time. It was a much better snap.
Wow,
nearly blocked.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be a short punt. Does take a good South Brunswick bounce. Rolls out of bounds at the 37-yard line. So a 28-yard punt rolls out at the 38, and it'll be 1st and 10. Another drive started for Hoggard inside the 40-yard line of South Brunswick.
Yeah, you don't want to give short fields to good teams, so that's a formula for success for Hoggard and not so much for South. I was trying to see who came in there from the left side. Was that King that time that almost
that would, without seeing
lines
it again,
up.
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
Baggett in the backfield with Mr. Homecoming King, Gabe Johnson. 2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Johnson checks his wristband, now ready for the snap. Gonna be a handoff up the middle. Baggett looking for running room. He is brought down just shy of the 35-yard line. So Baggett picks up 2 yards. It'll set up a 2nd and 8.
Baggett on the carry, A.J. McNeil on the stop.
A.J.
Gain of
McNeil
2 to the 36
in on the tackle for
8.
South. Senior, one of the good ones for sure for the Cougs.
Sam Williams this time, oh, makes a man miss at about the 30-yard line and has enough for the first down. About a gain of 11 yards by Sam Williams. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Jay, I believe it was Jacob Galuzzo who was in on the tackle for the Cougs.
Yeah, I don't know if Jacob's bragging or complaining when you got to bring down this kid Williams, who is a tough inside runner.
Man, what a start he's had. Johnson rolls out, planted his feet to throw, and then let it go. Very nearly picked off on the home sideline by number 4, Christian Shelton, the senior defensive back and proud son of South Brunswick faculty member and Coach Lee Shelton.
Incomplete pass will bring up 2nd down for the Vikings.
I was trying to see who put the pressure that time on Johnson. I want to say it was 38. Garrett Frazier did a good job of chasing down Gabe Johnson.
Handoff to Williams. Good surge by the Hoggard offensive line, but Williams stood up at about the 22-yard line after a gain of 4 yards. Tackle was by number 15 there, Mason Howlett, the junior defensive back. It's going to be a 3rd and 6 from the 22-yard line. The Vikings need the 16 for a first down.
If they can, if the Cougs can hold them here, it may force a field goal opportunity.
Man in motion. Johnson fakes the snap. Oh, Jay.
Wow.
It's going to be a touchdown pass to number 7, Chad Holler.
South
Brunswick had it read perfectly and overran it.
Oh, boy.
I mean, overran it by about 3 yards. It looked like South knew exactly what was coming, but it's a 22-yard touchdown pass from Gabe Johnson to number 7, Chad Holler, instead of an interception and it going the other way. The lead has ballooned to 20-0 with 10:13 left before halftime.
It was so close, but yet so far.
That
looked like that was going to be a pick 6 for the Cougs and turns into a touchdown for the Vikings.
Sorrells bangs it through the uprights for his 3rd successful point after attempt of the night. Sorrells is 3 for 3, and with 10 minutes and some change left before halftime, the Vikings have stormed out to a 21-0 lead. They're a tough bunch, Jay Combs.
They are legit. They'll be the 4A playoff representative from the conference for sure, and I'll tell you what, whoever draws the straw to maybe maybe come to Shipyard Boulevard this. They're gonna have a tough game because this is just a very nicely well balanced Hoggard team. Look, they beat West. I think it was 27-0. Beat them like a drum for the most part, and I think that's the closest. No, except for the New Hanover game, the very first game of the year, which
1913,
which was kind of like a turnover, night for both schools.
It was a circus, block punts galore, just sloppy. Offenses weren't efficient. Smith with another kick. This one's actually going to be returned. His first non-touchback of the night. Being returned by number 33 there, Noah Atkinson, but he's brought down
Atkinson on the
at
return,
about the 18-yard line. So another possession, another poor starting mark for the South Brunswick Cougars.
For the Cougars.
Yeah, good special teams coverage by number 54, Jacob Gillespie. He is a junior, plays linebacker defensively. One of the things we were talking about before, and we got kind of went sideways, but you got an offensive team in Hoggard. You got a defensive team in Hoggard. You got, your best athletes probably do play special teams, but that's a luxury that a lot of schools do not have, but Coach Underwood cultivates that and certainly has it at Hoggard this year.
Ball's out, partner.
Loose ball. Oh.
Jackson King.
He knows how to do this.
And he's still on his feet.
He knows how to do
he
this.
Might score. Finally wrestled out of bounds inside the 5-yard line, and a late flag comes in. Not sure what the call was, but it's going to be Hoggard football 5 yards away from taking a 4-touchdown lead with 9:54 left before halftime.
Well, this King got to kind of have a thing for the ball or what? I mean, the ball kind of finds him. You know what I mean?
Second recovery tonight.
Yeah. Vikings ball.
4 interceptions.
First and goal from the Cougar 5-yard line.
And did he return? And I guess maybe it's a New Hanover game. Did he run a?
He blocked a punt and recovered it for a touchdown.
Okay.
Against West Brunswick, he picked off a pass and returned it for a touchdown.
Yeah, so.
And against North Brunswick, he had an 81-yard fumble recovery returned for a touchdown.
Yeah, so he, like I said, the ball seems to find him, and then when King gets it, and by the by, he's only a junior, so. Big upside for defensive back Jackson King. And it looks like that
unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Vikings. So instead of the ball being at the 5-yard line, it will be marked at the 20.
The ball at the 20, where it will be
so kind of a
first and 10 from that point.
Kind of a moral victory there for the Cougars, right? They didn't have the unsportsmanlike penalty called on them.
At least the ball's not on our 5.
But another short field for this very dangerous and potent Hoggard attack to work with.
Jay, we haven't really seen it since the opening week in the Mid-Eastern Conference, and Paul Rowland just kind of juking and jiving, looking for some running room. Atkinson there on the tackle. Williams finally brought down at the 15. Rowland finally brought down at the 15 after a gain of 5. Jay, obviously in the 4A playoffs, Hoggard's going to face some really stiff competition eventually. What kind of team would you envision giving Hoggard problems? I mean, what would that look like?
Well, I think the Kansas City Chiefs might give them some problems. Just for starters. Boy. Look at this. Look at this. Oh.
What a grab.
Come on, man.
Incomplete pass number 2. Conrad Newman rolled out of bounds. And, boy, Jay, it looked like Newman was dragging his feet in there. I don't know.
Let me tell you, that looked like a Kansas City Chief play, didn't it?
Sure did.
How do you do that at the high school level? They've worked on that in practice for sure. Very, very close.
I mean, Jay, it seems like a Captain Obvious statement, but you get into the Charlotte area with the schools like Myers Park and those schools, and they're just loaded with athletes. I mean, obviously a team like that's going to give anybody problems. Oh, there's a big right play. There. Shelton, Bo Cook. Shelton cooking in the offensive backfield kitchen that time. Tackle for loss. And, Jay, we might get a look at Sorrells on a field goal attempt. Where's the ball mark, partner? The 17, going to be a 34-yard attempt.
Very much within his range. I'm looking real
Sorrell's
quick.
in
Where
to
are you?
attempt the field goal.
Yes, sir.
He's got a 42-yard field goal to his credit this year.
So he's got the leg. It's going to be a 34-yard attempt. 8.5 minutes left before halftime. Good snap. Ball's down.
Flag on the play.
Going to be a false start penalty, I do believe. Unless, of course, it's offside. And it is against South Brunswick. So now, Jay, that's going to make it a 4th and 2 instead of a 4th and 7. Let's see if Coach Underwood wants to leave the field goal unit. He doesn't, Jay. They're bringing the offense on the field.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, I wonder if that's going to change Coach Underwood's call, and indeed it does. So here comes Gabe Johnson and company back
so the Vikings
on the
will
field.
issue the field goal attempt.
4th and what? Maybe 2 or 3.
Down and 2.
Johnson under center, handoff up the middle, first down. Issa Baggett rumbles his way across the 10-yard line for a Hoggard first down. So, Jay, South Brunswick, Shelton Bocook, huge tackle for loss. You jump offside on a field goal attempt. And it makes it it's still 4th down, but it's close enough to make Hoggard feel comfortable going for it. Get the first down, and now 8 yards away from another score.
Those darn mistakes bite you in so many different ways.
8:05 left in the second quarter. Hoggard 21, South Brunswick 0. Johnson under center, about 19 offensive linemen on the field for Hoggard. Rowland brought down at the 6 or 7 yard line. A good defensive stand there by the Cougars. A gain of 1 for Rowland. Set up a 2nd and goal from the 7.
Yeah, Noah Atkinson and Bender Sanders' son. It sounds like a law firm, right? Atkinson and Sanderson in on the stop that time, but good defensive play by both those guys.
Jay, who are some of these hog mollies up front for the Hoggard Vikings that make life so difficult on opposing defenses?
Tell you what, we got to start calling them out.
I know we've talked about Keaton Tucker. He's a great player, 75. Chris Poole.
Yeah, he saw big Chris Poole in that time.
David Corwin, number 70. 72 there. That's Max Chew. And what might be the greatest name in Mid-Eastern Conference history.
Hoggard doesn't tell you the size. You know, we got to kind of guess, but my guess is those guys are pretty big, right?
Well, Max has been doing some chewing.
Way up here, they look
and
pretty,
lifting.
pretty
He's strong.
big.
3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Chad Holler in motion. Pop pass fake. Conrad Newman, he's short, Jay, just a yard short. No way Hoggard doesn't go for this, partner. 4th and goal from the 1. Yeah, here comes the heavy package.
It'll be
and I would, if I had to guess, I would think we'd see Mr. Baggett on this one. He's the short yardage guy for the Vikes, number 34. You see 36.
Look at this fullback in here, number 13, Elijah Frazier.
And there's Baggett, and there's the score.
And Issa can bag it. A touchdown, 27-0, 6:15 left before halftime, and the Vikings have a 4-touchdown lead. Anything that could possibly go wrong for South Brunswick in this first half has. The Vikings have capitalized, as great teams do, and it's a 4-touchdown advantage.
Couldn't have said it any better, Sam, and especially the point about good teams take advantage of mistakes and opportunities, and clearly first half tonight has been all Hoggard in that regard.
With the extra point, it's good. 6:15 left in the first half.
Jay, I've got one for you, partner.
Well, I'm listening.
How about these new field houses at the Brunswick County schools? Look at the Mose Lewis Athletic Field House over there.
Pretty, isn't it?
Right, coming into your living room, folks. How about that?
Now,
I mean, look at that facility, Jay. That's first class.
Never noticed the eyes. Look at the eyes.
If this were last month, we could have said the eyes of March. I know it's Ides, but it still would have been a cute play on words.
Yeah, well, look, I just found out tonight that it's Busta, not Buster.
As in Busta Rhymes?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Like Bust a Rhyme.
And Timber Lake or Timber?
Land.
Land. Which one's the shoe and which one's the singer?
Both.
Oh.
There's Timberland shoes, boots, and Timberland,
Well, anyway,
the rapper.
back to the eyes, dude. That is nice. And back to those facilities at all 3 county schools this year. West Brunswick is in construction, but North and South have them, and they're great.
Miller takes the ball.
Miguel Miller trying to elude.
Ball
Jay
loose.
is on the ground again.
And he's met by
Fortunately, number
several
37,
Vikings.
Reese
Near
Spisak,
the
the
15,
junior
we'll see where they're gonna
cornerback,
spot the ball.
recovers it at about the 12-yard line. So, boy, South Brunswick with some fumbling issues here in the first
Holy
half.
moly.
And Jay Bad
the ball
almost just
came
got a whole
loose, and
lot
it was
worse for the
recovered by the
Cougs.
Cougars.
Sam,
at our own
every time you think it can't
12-yard
get
line.
worse, then something like that happens.
First
So,
and 10
gosh,
from
the
12.
Cougs dodge a big
6:04
bullet.
left
Spisak doing a
in the
good
first
job of
half.
falling on that loose ball. And as it is, deep in South Brunswick territory, not where you want to start against Hoggard.
Beautiful night here at Jack Campbell Stadium. Hoggard trying to clinch a perfect regular season at 7-0. 42. Isaiah Shelton just stuffs the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage. Shelton was one of the game captains for the Hoggard Vikings tonight.
Yeah, Ricky Wheeler helping out, too, from his line position.
The
Right on the
ATMC
carry.
TV crew
No
really
gain.
excited about the first round of the state playoffs
Second
coming
and
up
10.
next week, next Friday night. So excited, in fact, that one of us is leaving. More on that later in the game.
You're gonna you're gonna have to deal with Darius on that. Now. You understand that, right?
I take it back. I retract everything.
As Huck said, Mr. J's girlfriend.
That's right. That is exactly right.
Nice catch by Miller that time.
Miller with the reception up near the 20, maybe the 19.
Jay, I feel confident, and listen, I don't know that there's anyone outside of your
It'll be a
family
gain
who
of
holds you
7,
in higher
3rd and
regard
3
than I do, but I
from the
still
19.
feel confident saying that Miss Darius Combs is the better half of your partnership.
Sam, I married up.
What a gal.
I married up, just like you. Just like you.
You could say.
Sweet Maggie, what was wrong? What was she thinking?
She's still not sure. 3rd and 3 for the Cougars.
Oh, boy. Is that going to go against South?
Was it a delay? Oh, timeout.
Oh, timeout.
South Brunswick was able to call a
South
timeout
Brunswick,
before
their second.
the flag was
Just
going to be for
before
delay
the
a game,
play
Jay,
clock
but
expired.
before the play clock expired, Rocky Lewis got his timeout called, and with 4:33 left in the second quarter, South faces a critical 3rd and 4 maybe from the 19. So, well, Jay, just not a whole lot has gone right in the opening 19 to 20 minutes for the South Brunswick Cougars. Been overmatched pretty much in all facets.
Yeah, they have, and you know, when you play in teams like Hoggard, you almost have to play a perfect game. I mean, you know, you don't have much room for mistakes, and mistakes have certainly plagued the Cougs here early tonight, or at least here in the first half. But again, you know, part of that is playing good teams, and Hoggard being a lot better than good. They kind of make some of those things happen, particularly the fumbles.
So 3rd and 4, a short 4, long 3. Dilgard comes out in the shotgun. Hoggard simulating pressure there. They are going to bring pressure. Pass is complete, but Jalen Allen was right there to bring Miller down at the 19. So the pass was complete, but no gain. A
No gain on the
dynamite
play.
by number
Pass was
4,
completed
Jalen
to
Allen,
Miller.
the senior defensive
It'll bring
back.
up 4th
And
and
that'll
4
bring
for the
Noah
Cougars
Harrell and the
from
South
their
Brunswick punt
19.
team on the field once again.
Yeah, and again, not from a great spot on the field to punt, and Chad Holler sitting out at the South Brunswick 45-yard line, and good pressure on the ball every time tonight, and pressure again.
Oh, and a guy got off a good running punt there, bounded out of bounds near midfield, but Hoggard was
Harrell
close
to
to
kick
blocking
on
that one,
the
weren't they, Jay?
run.
Yeah, they were, and pretty alert play by Noah that time to
And the ball
evade
is
the
going out of
rush and get
bounds
outside, so at least
at
he
the
could
Vikings
he could kick it, gets it out to what, the 44-yard line.
3:55 left in the first half. During halftime, we'll have a performance by the South Brunswick High School Cougar Dance Team.
So Hoggard out over the ball quick. They want to get going, Sam Hickman. And can you blame them?
And Jay, I'm a little surprised we haven't seen Sam Jones in the game tonight yet. It's been all Gabe Johnson for the Vikings. False start, maybe?
Yeah, Sam's a junior quarterback. He does not throw or has not thrown as much as Gabe Johnson this year, but the 19 passes that he's thrown, he's completed 14. That's 73%.
And we saw him throw a dime of a touchdown to, I believe it was 7 Chad Holler at North Brunswick.
Yeah,
so, boy, Sam Jones is capable. Man, I missed the false start again. Penalty was on the Cougars. Ball moved into South Brunswick territory at the 49, and with 3:52, plenty of time for this Hoggard offense to add even more points before the break.
All day long.
Wide open in the middle of the field, the big tight end, 81. Oh, boy, what a name. Carter Moses.
I like it.
If that's not the best tight end name.
That is a great tight end name.
He parted the South Brunswick defense.
He sure did, let me tell you.
Brought down at the burning bush.
Now, he ain't the one that built the ark, is he?
That would be Noah.
That's right.
Noah Atkinson. Or Harold.
And look
Man,
at
Carter Moses again. Thou shalt not cover the tight end. Carter Moses with a 5-yard connection with Gabe Johnson. I mean, literally, Jay, they got pass catchers, runners, blockers, quarterbacks everywhere, place kickers.
It's a really, really well-balanced team, you know, and I think a team that, because of that, you don't have to rely on any one person. Look at that.
Sammy Williams. Thought the ball came loose there, but it did not. About a 9-yard gain from Sam Williams. Moves the ball out to the 26-yard line for another Hoggard first down. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left in the first half. Baggett comes back into the game. Hoggard, no huddle offense. Williams flanks Johnson in the backfield. D. Almeida, Holler, and Conrad Newman, the receivers for the Vikings. It's going to be another handoff. Williams looking for a crease. Stood up that time. A good defensive stop by the South Brunswick Cougars. Game clock continues to trickle under the 2.5-minute mark.
Stacks up the runner after a gain of, let's call it a gain of 3.
Yeah, 3 tough yards off the left side of that
23
Hoggard offensive line. We were trying to name some of those guys before. Woodall, Corwin, Chu, Poole. Big guys know what they're doing.
Pass complete to Holler over the middle of the field. Touchdown! 23-yard pitch and catch from senior quarterback Gabe Johnson to his fellow 12th grade classmate Chad Holler. A 23-yard touchdown strike, and the Vikings lead 34-0.
Second touchdown pass of the night for Johnson.
And both to Holler.
And both to his favorite senior receiver, Conrad Newman, a junior. But Chad Holler.
Sorrells. Extra point attempt. Up. Plenty of distance. And it's good.
Sorrell's good with the extra point.
So, partner, 1:56 left before intermission. And it's 35-0. To say it's been all Vikings might be a bit of an understatement. I mean, there was, from the opening possession, there has not been even a glimmer of hope for the South Brunswick Cougars. Just outclassed so far tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately, a very, very tough first half. One really good play, and it was a really good one. That lovely pass from Dilgard to Miguel Miller, but outside of that, not really able to do anything offensively and really not able to stop Hoggard. Has Hoggard punted yet tonight? I don't think so.
No. Jay, if there's something to be said about being battle-tested going into the playoffs. Hoggard may have some problems. Here are their scores since week 2. 42-0 over Laney, 27-0 over West, 49-6 over Ashley, 42-14 over North, although that final score is a bit misleading. North played them pretty tough, and 38-7 over Topsail. Just sheer dominance.
Yeah, they really have. Good point you made out that North game, that score a little closer than what the numbers look like. Some crazy plays there, fumble recoveries for touchdowns. But anyhow, yeah, pretty dominating effort since week 2 after that 1913 opening week game win over New Hanover, and he stepped out of bounds.
Just let it bounce out of bounds, kid.
Not a good play.
Just let it bounce out of bounds.
Nice catch.
Inadvertently stepped out of bounds at the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
Jay, that's a
for the
pretty good
Cougars
microcosm of the first half.
Yep. When things go wrong, they really do go wrong.
When it rains, it pours.
It pours, yeah.
So they say. Jay, I think.
Is that what Luke Combs sings? I think.
Yes.
Okay, that's not that Bender. I mean, not Bender. Bender's playing football.
Yeah, Bender's playing football for the Cougs.
But who did I say you just taught me tonight?
Timberland.
Buster Rhymes. No, I get mixed up. They're in terrible position down here, Sam.
And a false start penalty, partner.
They got me doing the games, and they got the ball inside the 5, and I think they're going to.
They had 2 guys in motion at the same time. They almost collided with each other in the backfield.
Yeah, you can do that in the Canadian League, but not here in the Mid-East Conference.
Simultaneously.
Jay, I'm going to put my coaching shoes on here.
Okay.
And I'm going to run the quarterback sneak and just hope Hoggard doesn't use its first half timeouts.
Yeah.
And will just let me bleed the first half clock.
I'm a little hidden from that clock. How much we got left?
148.
Oh, man, because
a loss on the play of 2. It'll be
the way things have been going tonight for the Cougs, Hoggard has a definite chance to get the ball back in good position here before the half's over. See if South can come up with a big play to get out of the hole here.
Might also be bad news for the West Brunswick Trojans, because I would bet a good sum of money South Brunswick will not play this poorly again Friday night.
Likely
with
not.
Their county rivals.
Likely not.
Coming to town.
Oh.
Jackson King.
Gee.
What a player he is.
And
Park around the right side across the.
So Hoggard is going to let the clock trickle down to
gain of 3. That'll bring
that
up
is very neighborly of Coach Craig Underwood.
Yeah, Jay, we're 5 points away from having a running clock situation.
Yeah.
Just over a minute left.
It'll be really interesting to see how Hoggard does in the 4A state playoffs, Jay. I'm just really interested to see how they match up against. There was 2 guys in motion again, partner, at the same time.
And looky here. King again on the stop. But
and a flag, a late flag after the play, Jay. There was some extracurriculars going on at the near hash at about the 5-yard line.
Shelton shaken up a little on the play.
So that was Christian Shelton.
Looks like he landed on the ball a little awkwardly.
On the run. And we got 2 penalties.
Personal foul, horse collar penalty, and then an unsportsmanlike penalty against South Brunswick. Guess what? Those fouls offset, but I also thought there was an illegal motion penalty against the Cougars. So the viewers can figure it out yourselves.
Still be
no, it's going to be offsetting penalties, and the ball is at the 6-yard line where it will be 3rd and 10 for the Cougars. Jay, only 40 seconds left before halftime. So if South can run a play, in theory, the game clock could run out to halftime. But Hoggard, if they come up with a stop, could call a timeout and make South Brunswick punt from its own end zone.
And with the place kicker that they have,
Sorrells
is he's a good he can kick the ball from inside the 40 for sure.
15 seconds left on the play clock. South Brunswick players checking their wristbands for the play. Deal guard under center. Danny Parker in motion. Handoff up the middle. Stuffed.
Whoa, safety.
No,
They're going to call it or give him forward motion?
No, Jay, forward motion. He's at the 4-yard line.
Okay, good.
The Cougs progress to
And
the
Jay, that's going to do it for the first
3-yard
half.
line.
The game clock
But
is going to
that'll
run out. And
bring
for
an
South
end
Brunswick, a painful first half comes to an
first half.
end with the Hoggard Vikings leading the host South Brunswick Cougars 35-0. We'll have all the second half action for you on ATMC TV.
As I mentioned during halftime, the South Brunswick High School Cougar dance team will be performing, so please draw your attention to the field midfield.
Two hands, man, two screws. Two hands, man, two tools. Shine like a chandelier. Diamonds up in my ear. Trophy on my neck, goddamn it, wear it everywhere. See, I manage with it. I get jiggy with it. Let's go.
South Brunswick High School Cougar dance team.
listening to Game Time. The North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services is asking people to remember these 3 things as we stay strong and continue to flatten the curve and slow the spread of COVID-19. Wear a cloth mask over your nose and mouth. Spread 6 feet apart to avoid close contact. And remember, wash your hands or use hand sanitizer. These actions can protect our families and neighbors as the state works to ease restrictions while the virus is still circulating. Thank you for your cooperation.
When Hoggard won the toss, they elected to defer to the second half. So the Cougars will be kicking off to open the second half of tonight's contest.
We are back, almost set to start the second half here on the campus of South Brunswick High School. Boy, it was all Vikings in the first half. The first place Hoggard team outscored South 35-0 in the first half. But Jay, South Brunswick probably not going to wave a white flag and say, hey, let's go home. We got a second half to play. Hoggard will receive the opening kickoff. What do we look for here in the final 24 minutes?
Well, I guess we're going to look for more of what we saw in the first half if you're Hoggard, right? A dominating effort. But let's hope that the Rocky Lewis and staff have been able to make some adjustments here in the locker room at halftime and figured out a way to maybe slow down this potent Viking attack, at least to get the Cougs offense underway and even on the board.
So South kicks off, fielded cleanly by Chad Holler. Jay's got the edge.
Oh, no.
Still on his feet. Finally brought down at the 46-yard line. A big return by number 7, Chad Holler. And, Jay, I'm not sure, maybe once or twice, but this is about the 5th or 6th time Hoggard has started a possession inside South Brunswick territory.
Well, I guarantee you whatever the halftime chat was, it for sure didn't include allowing Hoggard to return a kick 45 yards, right?
Precisely.
So excellent field position, as you noted, Sam. And the Vikings, wow. Just got it going tonight. Still got Gabe Johnson in at quarterback. Got time.
Going for the kill shot. Conrad Newman, he caught it, and they're going to get him for offensive pass interference, partner. It is a touchdown, but I believe it's going to come back. They got Conrad Newman for offensive pass interference. Is that Miguel Miller back there in coverage? It looked like he had good positioning, and Newman just kind of took his shoulders and moved him out of the way and made the catch, but I believe it's all for naught. Yep, offensive pass interference.
Well, it was Miguel Miller and Mason Hallett back on the coverage, and good description that time, Sam, by you. That's you know, you don't see a lot of offensive pass interference called, but that one was pretty obvious, and golly, the official was in the absolute perfect position to make that call. So the Cougars dodge a bullet, but Hoggard just kind of reloads.
1st and 25. 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen. A run up the middle. Ball carrier tackled at the 43-yard line. Gain of 4 yards. It'll be a 2nd and 21. Jay, you know the barometer for a big game in the Mid-Eastern Conference in southeastern North Carolina?
What would that be?
You know we're at a big game tonight because Jackson Fuller of the Star News is here.
It ain't a game unless Jackson's here.
Exactly.
That's
the barometer.
That's
He's
right.
here.
That's right.
So you know it's a big deal.
Monday Night Football with Jackson Fuller.
Gabe Johnson to the sideline. Pass is incomplete. Good hit over there on the far sideline.
Ty Ingram.
Oh, wrong roster. Ty Ingram over there on the coverage. Good coverage there, Jay. Man, nice hit. The pass sailed on Gabe Johnson. But, Jay, 3rd and 21. Not a whole lot of calls in the playbook for this one.
Well, and so the Cougars got them just where they want them, right? Or does Hoggard have the Cougars just where they want them at 3rd and 21? The way they're going tonight, anything's possible.
Screen of some kind. I'm calling a screen. Oh, a good hit over there and a good tackle. Is that Howlett?
It is.
Number 15, Mason Howlett, the junior, laying the wood, brings Chad Holler down. And Jay, this huddle formation over there, this is what the Hoggard punt team looks like.
Well, I was going to say, have we seen them this?
We have now.
Yeah, first time tonight. Damien's kicking. He's the punter too, huh?
Sorrells.
Damien Sorrell.
Not Sorrells.
Sorrells.
Big assist to the viewer tonight on ATMC TV. Little rugby punt action. Parker fields it cleanly, right through the teeth.
Danny. There you go, Danny.
Oh, it's a Baggett with a shoulder. Drives him out of bounds. And, Jay, we got a flag that came in way late. Big toss from the official there. He threw that flag about 22 yards in the air and lays it down cleanly at the 35-yard line. Maybe a push in the back by the Vikings.
Man, I wonder if that official was a baseball player.
He threw that one like a
Hey,
rocket.
speaking of baseball.
Legal block is the call against
Yeah.
the Cougars on the
What do you mean?
Braves swept opening weekend.
Orioles sweep opening weekend.
And the Orioles swept the
Red Sox.
sorry Beantown
10-yard
Bombers.
penalty from the spot of the foul.
My Orioles.
Let me ask you, how did my man Rio
It'll be first
Ruiz?
and 10
I saw
for
him
the
put on an
Cougars at their own
exhibition with the
25.
glove at
Three
second base
what
in
do
the
they-
shift, right?
What do they call them? Glove gems?
Web gems?
Web gems. 3 of them in one game.
Man, I saw him make a catch on a pop-up
do you know
down
he
the
played-
right field line.
you know, he played quarterback in high school.
Yeah, he's a stud.
He-
Big River.
He is an he's an athlete.
Oh, boy. Oh, a good play to keep his feet. Jay, who was that
That's
over there?
Sanderson.
That Bender?
Yep. You can bend him, but you don't break him. And
Hey, 4
Sanderson on
yards
the
from
reception.
Dilgard to Bender
Gain of
Sanderson.
4 up to the 29-yard line, 2nd and 6.
so let's see if South can, keep it going. Man, it's terrible when one team is just so much ahead of the other one.
Jay, I want to get a look at left tackle number 68, if we can get a close-up of him at some point before
Big Trey.
the 68 Trey Ingram, 6'2", 305, anchoring the left side of that South Brunswick offensive line. He is a hoss. Miguel Miller still on his feet across the 40, run out of bounds at
There
the
you go.
44-yard line. A gain of 18 yards and a first down.
And you know what? That time, the guy you were talking about,
First
Trey
down.
Ingram, I think had a pretty darn good block on one of the
Boy,
best
he is
players
huge.
for Hoggard and Xavier James Smith.
Ingram just he is a senior.
He's a senior, but big guy, and did big work on that play.
Jay, I'm going to test a theory here. When Dilgard kind of stands straight, running play here. Yep, to Parker. Off the right edge. Flag on the field. But when South Brunswick's throwing it, it looks like Dilgard stands more upright
Flag on the play,
as the
and
snap
this will-
comes.
Really?
When he
Signal
crouches
is
down
holding
like this, he
against
usually
the
hands
Cougars.
it off.
Okay.
Let's see.
Coach's son picks that up.
Well, I could be dead wrong.
Coach's son, coach's brother.
Roman Dilgard's a way better athlete than I ever thought about being. I just want to see if my theory holds true. And it's not my theory, for the record.
Well,
10-yard
regardless
penalty from the spot the
of whose
foul.
theory,
It'll be spotted at the 35
wipe that play off in
line.
a
1st and 20.
Yep, going to
for
be
the
a
Cougars.
holding penalty against South Brunswick. It'll be 1st and 20 from the South 35-yard line. 8:54 and counting left in the third quarter. Jay, you and your family have a nice Easter.
we did.
Good.
We did indeed.
You and your girlfriend, as my 4-year-old son says. Oh, Dilgard eludes the pressure and is knocked down at the 39-yard line after a gain of 4. It'll be a 2nd and 16 after Dilgard's 4-yard scamper.
Nice effort by Roman that time, kind of keeping his balance and evading some pressure and somehow picking up a few yards to boot. So good effort by Dilgard. Yeah, I had an interesting Easter this year. Darius was up north. I was here. Some big-time West Brunswick fans invited me over for dinner. Yeah, Howard Varnum and Barbara Varnum.
Woo!
They're Hoggard fans just because their son played for Hoggard.
I've
but
seen him at a lot of games in Charlotte, Jay.
I know.
Sanderson stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost a yard.
Sanderson
That
on
will
the
set up a
run.
3rd and
Loss on the
17
play.
from the
Sweet.
38-yard line.
Sweet Sue Wells, beautiful Becky Hewitt. Now they're West Brunswick fans. They were at that dinner. Shay was at that dinner.
So it'll be
All
3rd and
kinds of
17 from the
very
38.
influential Brunswickians took pity on me and had me over for a delicious Easter meal. And hopefully my wife is home by now, and I'll get
But more delicious meals.
leftovers,
Yeah.
or something. I don't know. But no, we had a great Easter. Thank you.
Good. 3rd and 17. Dilgard, look at
On
that
the money.
pass.
There you go.
Danny Parker makes a great grab. And, Jay, not every day you get a 15-yard completion and you're still short of the line to gain, but down 35-0. You going for this, right, Coach?
Man, I hope so. Dilgard really rifled
that one in there.
You know, that's the second really good throw for positive yardage that Roman's made tonight. And that goes to show you if you get a little bit of time, right? It sure helps.
Good pass protection that time by the South Brunswick offensive line and backs. Gave Dilgard time. Oh, he's under pressure this time. Pass intended for Sanderson. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. And it will be Hoggard football at the 48-yard line, right near midfield. 6:24 left in the 3rd. Hoggard with a 35-0 lead.
Yeah, it looked like Bryce Nalipa that time in putting a lot of pressure on Dilgard. And again, to my point, it's a lot easier to make those throws if you've got time, or a lot harder to make those throws when you don't. And that was one of those times where Roman did not.
Hoggard in the shotgun, handoff to Sammy
There you
Williams.
go.
Good tackle. I tell you what, Shelton Bocook having himself a night. Oh, comes up limping right as the words came out of my mouth.
Hopefully he's going to be okay, but he's
Boy,
played
Jay.
pretty well here this evening.
Jay, I saw Shelton Bocook play baseball when he was 12 years old, and I actually worried about the third baseman's safety when he batted.
That's getting into it.
He could hit.
Uh-oh.
Williams is gone, partner. 20-10, Sammy Dubs for the touchdown. 52 yards around the left side, outran everyone to the end zone, and with 5:48 left to go, Hoggard has taken a 41-0 lead.
And Sam, if
Sammy Tubbs.
Sam, if the kick is good, maybe you can explain to our ATMC viewers what happens.
As I understand it from a trusted source, a.k.a. the same Jackson Fuller from the Star News. Well, you know what? Let's just wait for the extra point. Hold is down. Kick is up. It splits the uprights. And Hoggard now has a 42-0 advantage. My source has affirmed the rest of the game will be played under a running clock rule. Now, Jay, if there's an injury on the field or a coach calls a timeout, the clock will stop. And a penalty, too, I believe. It'll stop. Or a score. But if it's an incomplete pass, clock still runs. Running play, as normal, clock still runs. So barring an official timeout on the field, a.k.a. a scoring play, an injury, a coach calls a timeout, the clock will run. And it will expedite matters in the second half.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent explanation, and I'm so
You
glad.
think so?
I'm so glad Jackson's behind us and making sure that we don't, tell too many, or you don't tell too many lies.
To think about all the games he hasn't been there.
No,
Imagine what I've gotten away with. Man, oh man.
Hey, you ever seen him, Jackson and Tanner, do their little?
Every week.
I know.
That's like the highlight of my week.
It's pretty cool. They do a great job of kind of previewing all the games. They got a line from Vegas.
Yeah, unless you're a chronic gambler.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding. No, they do a
Tanner
fantastic
Barth
job.
and Jackson. And so, if you on Thursdays, I think it's right?
Released on Thursdays. As a matter of fact, my middle brother and I had a great chuckle about the preview 2 weeks ago as both pundits picked Topsail over West Brunswick.
Ooh, okay.
So, of course, that was great fun.
Great fun.
But let me tell you, they get a lot more right than they miss.
No,
I'll tell you that much.
They do a really good job. It's entertaining and it's informative. And the clock is running.
Jay, yeah, thank you, partner. You said it. A great example, typically after a kickoff return and a new set of downs, the clock would stop until the first snap. But now the clock is running through the official timeout. And, guys, the side judge on the far side just made one of the greatest catches that you'll ever see a ref make in high school football. It was way high.
Really?
Jumps
Had
up.
to go up.
Tip drill to himself.
Come on.
Comes down with it. right at the first down marker on the far sideline, that referee. Great catch. All right, 1st and 10 from the South Brunswick 13-yard line. 42-0 deficit. Oh, a good play. Oh, ball's on the ground,
darn,
partner.
please, no.
20. Moulton, isn't that him? Morgan Moulton, a.k.a. AVJ, recovers the fumble. And, again, Jay, bad to worse for the South Brunswick Cougars. Hoggard, you know, not just playing strong defense tonight. They're forcing some takeaways. The Vikings clicking on all cylinders tonight.
Yeah, and wondering, still got Gabe Johnson in the game, so.
1st and 10 for the Vikings at the Cougar.
But yeah,
line.
Listen, Hoggard's good. They're real good, and they're having a real good night tonight.
And Jay, I know it may seem excessive with your starting quarterback in the game, and it's 42-0, but you got to remember, this is the last game action Hoggard will get before next week's opening round playoff game. So, you know, you can't just take him out midway through the first quarter and have him sit there, because, I mean, then he'd essentially go 2 full weeks without taking a snap in game action before Hoggard embarks on a run through the 4A state playoffs. So I get why Gabe Johnson's still on the field.
Cougar timeout.
Agreed? Or disagree?
Oh, no, agree. I agree. Listen, you can practice all you want, but nothing really.
Can't simulate game action.
Yeah,
you can't do it.
You just can't do it. So, yeah, get them some snaps. And, of course, now the other thing, you want to make sure you don't get anybody hurt, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a fine line. But, you know, guys like Underwood have been doing this so long, they almost have a feel, I think.
Yeah.
You kind of know, you know, okay, how much is, you know, when's enough? And
but the thing with Hoggard is, Jay, you know, you're bringing in Sam Jones potentially.
Yeah.
You know, who's would probably start for 5 or 6 other teams in the Mid-Eastern Conference.
Well, yeah, and you know, what a dilemma they have with, you know, not one but 2 quarterbacks who they trust.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
both more than capable.
Yeah. I can't. Is Jones left-handed? I can't remember.
No, he's righty.
He's right-handed. Okay.
Yep.
I know he's an exceptional runner.
Yeah, big, strong. Handoff around the right side. I think that's 22 Henry Heitman, the junior tailback on the carry.
Yeah, and Henry, do you see that cast on his left hand?
He's like Thor.
That might be why he hadn't played as much tonight as normal. But
gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Vikings.
2nd and 7 from the 12-yard line of South Brunswick. It's Hoggard 42, South Brunswick 0. It was 14-0 Hoggard in the first quarter, and the Vikings never looked back. It has been all Hoggard. Heitman's got a seam partner, brought down at about the 6-yard line, a gain of 6 yards, and it'll be a 3rd and 1. Yeah, 3rd and 1. Ball marked at the 6. Hoggard needs the 5 for a first down. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Hoggard by 7 touchdowns.
Sam,
6 touchdowns.
On the stop that time, number 65. We're talking about big kids. Demarius Wise, 285 pounds. Just a sophomore for South Brunswick.
Number 13, Elijah Frazier on the carry. He was brought down at what, Jay? The 2-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal at the 2. Frazier again. This time more than enough for a Hoggard touchdown. 2:34 left in the third quarter, and the Vikings have taken a 48-0 lead.
Well, I wish I had something for you, Sam, but I do not.
What you got?
I don't. I don't. You know, just Hoggard being Hoggard, right?
You know what, Jay?
They bring guys in that haven't even been in the game tonight, and they look like all
studs, yeah,
league performers.
I would rather broadcast a 48-0 high school football game with you than just about anything else I'd be doing on a Monday night. So, Sorrells, again, he is a perfect 7 of 7 tonight. Okay, Jay, here's a fun one. Maybe we'll get some input for our friends here in the booth.
Okay.
Mid-Eastern Conference Defensive Player of the Year. It would be really, really difficult to award it to someone not named Jackson King, but a linebacker in Charlotte has also had a real nice year. You know, he doesn't have the defensive touchdowns, interceptions, the punt blocks like Jackson King, but boy, Carter Wyatt's had a really good junior season in Charlotte.
I'll tell you what Carter Wyatt.
What do you think?
You know what Carter Wyatt wins so far? College scholarship offers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whether he's the defensive player of the year or not in the Mideast Conference, he's going to be okay.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Ivy League schools, academies. Jeez, who flip? He's even got Liberty after him. He's got the
Georgia
church
Tech,
people.
Syracuse,
the church
Duke.
people want him too, right? You know,
Yeah.
the Baptists want him. So holy moly, he's an outstanding player. But there's a lot of them in the conference this year, and I don't relish the guys that have to sit down and decide, you know, who gets those awards. They're going to be guys that are well deserving for sure.
Whoa, kind of jumped into that return there. 15 Mason Howlett with a good return around the sideline, and then a late flag comes in. I don't know if they're going to get Hoggard for a late hit there, potentially out of bounds. But also, Jay, I think you could see multiple guys potentially get votes for Conference Offensive Player of the Year. A couple names come to mind: Gavin Ellis, the Topsail quarterback, Gabe Johnson from Hoggard, and then Monzel Campbell potentially for West Brunswick. Campbell has 14 total touchdowns in 5 games, 11 rushing and 3 passing.
Well, the one that your brother calls Johnny Monzel, right?
Yeah.
What do you have? 5 against
6
against Topsail?
Yeah, 5 rushing, 1 throwing, which the throw traveled from me to you, but still.
Well, JJ didn't care.
Nope. Pop pass that it traveled about a yard in the air, and Cobb took it the distance. I don't know, Jay. It'll be interesting as the season winds down. You know, again, individual awards, what do they mean, really? It's nice for the kids, you know, to be recognized for their efforts, but it's not the end-all, be-all, as you said. Like that, Mr. Varnum. There's a hold.
Jeez.
Boy. South Brunswick offensive lineman got away with a hold there on the pop pass from Dilgard to Danny Parker. 3 yards to the 41-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7. And Jay, that game clock is a moving.
What we got? I can't see it.
1:40 left in the third quarter.
1:40 on a running clock, huh?
The clock is Paul Rowland.
Now, he has been rolling tonight. If South could score.
No, it still runs.
It still runs?
Believe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think it has to get back to a certain margin. You know, in theory, I know in basketball, ball's on the ground.
Oh, boy.
South fortunate to recover. But, Jay, and I'm just throwing out numbers here. I don't have a rule book in front of me. In basketball, say it like runs if it gets to 40 or more, but if the trailing team pulls back to, say, 15, then it'll go back, revert back. In football, I don't know if there's a number or a threshold. Say you get it back to, you know, 14. Does it go back to regular? I don't know. But, you know, in theory, if a team's down 42-0, it continues to run. So, there you go, Jay. That answers that.
Oh,
boy.
That's
it's going to be helmet to helmet. Automatic first down for South Brunswick.
So 20.
What a hit by 20. It was Brian Valadares, 20, who leveled.
20 with the hit?
Yep. We're going to have to see, Jay. They're going to get him with some contact to the head there. Yep, it was definitely Valadares, and he came up, Gimpy, Jay.
Yeah, that was
hurt his leg, it looks like.
Pretty violent collision for sure. Again, another pretty well-thrown ball by Dilgard.
Boy, what a hit.
But a Monday Night Football hit.
Your Joe and Mo collision of the week.
Yeah.
27 seconds left. See what the ruling is here. Waving it off.
Picked it off.
Wow. Much to the chagrin of the partisan South Brunswick crowd. Not that it's a game-changing, you know, waved off penalty by any means, but it's going to be 3rd and 11 from the 37-yard line.
So it was an incomplete pass?
Incomplete pass.
Okay.
That's correct. And now the clock will run,
It'll be 4th and
despite the
11 for
fact
the Cougars.
that it was an incomplete pass. And, Jay, I think South Brunswick might let this one run out to the fourth quarter. Hoggard looked to the sideline to get a play, and the coaches just kind of held out two hands like, you know, let the third quarter clock run out. And so after – nope, they couldn't. The play clock was winding down. So South has to call a timeout with 4 seconds left in the third quarter. And before a 4th and 11 play. So the collision there with Valadares and the South Brunswick receiver was a 3rd down play. It'll be 4th and 11 from South Brunswick's own 37-yard line after the timeout. Jay, let's get a little West Brunswick at South Brunswick preview, barring Hoggard's, you know, players just dropping out on the sideline. South is going to be 3-3. West Brunswick 4-1. West Brunswick essentially, you know, a playoff game. The Trojans need to win.
They win, they're in, right?
They win, they're in.
Yeah.
So West will come over here to South Brunswick, BSL Friday night. You got to think South Brunswick's not going to play this poorly twice in 1 week. So what do you expect in that game Friday night?
Well, I would certainly hope that the Cougars would be a lot more competitive on Friday night against the visiting Trojans. I think it is senior night, so the 12th graders are going to be, you know, pretty excited. And I just don't think they would play 2 really poor games in a row, but West may have something to say about that. Good punt.
Oh, I thought he signaled for a fair catch, partner.
Well, flag just came down.
No, that's what they're going to get him for. He signaled for a fair catch and took off and ran with it, which I believe is a penalty. And well, that was the final play of the third quarter, so we're going to get a break here of some sort. Yep. Holler signaled for a fair catch and then took off and ran with it, which is a penalty. We'll get all that sorted out and more when we have the start of the fourth quarter. All Hoggard here on your game of the week. Vikings 49, Cougars 0. Stay right here with us for the remainder of the fourth quarter.